What is up, YouTube? It is Baseball Nerd, back with another MLB video. Today, we're going to be recapping the last 4, 5, maybe even 6 days of free agent signings, trades, and a couple guys retired even. So we are going to be skipping over some of the more minor league deals and the trades that weren't as prevalent to these teams. So if I skip somebody that signed with your team or was traded to your team, I'm very sorry for that. No hard feelings there. But we're going to be going over some of the bigger names and stuff like that. So we will jump right into it with January 27th, where we left off the day after Marcus Semien signed with the Blue Jays. And New York Yankees got it started with Darren O'Day signing, relief pitcher, 1 year, $2.5 million. And I really like this signing for the Yankees. I think he'll work out really good in that bullpen, kind of taking Betances' spot. I know he won't be taking his spot necessarily in order, but after losing Betances and Tommy Kahnle, I think this is a really nice pickup for the Yankees. The Mets got Aaron Loup on a 1 year, $3 million deal, a little more expensive than Darren O'Day, but a very nice pickup for their bullpen as well. Those teams are looking very strong coming out of the AL East and the NL East respectively. So very nice moves there. San Francisco Giants signed ex-Angel, old friend alert, Tommy La Stella, 3 year, $19.5 million. I love that Tommy got some good money out of this deal. I think he'll do very, very well in San Francisco with the porch and right field. And probably be playing second base for them. I know I keep seeing him listed everywhere as a third baseman. He played a lot of second for us, and he can play third. And but I don't think he will as much there, probably as long as Evan Longoria is there. Toronto also made a trade for Steven Matz with the New York Mets. That was the day I was kind of thinking maybe that was a move to make some space for Trevor Bauer, but we still have no news of that yet. Moving on to the next day, January 28th, Tanaka returns to Japan to pitch for the Golden Eagles, so he officially will not be returning to the Yankees. After the Kluber signing, Jameson Taillon, and knowing that Severino's probably coming back in June, July, all the things that they had working there, I was kind of thinking Paxton and Tanaka weren't as likely to go back there. They have Clark Schmidt and Devi Garcia, some guys coming up. So I thought maybe, this is probably likely that Tanaka will be back in Japan, because I heard in the beginning of the offseason if he wasn't a Yankee, he wasn't going to be in the MLB. The Nationals pick up Alex Avila on a 1 year, $1.5 million deal. Nice little catcher pickup there for the Nats. Their team's looking very nice. The St. Louis Cardinals swooped back up Adam Wainwright, brought him back to St. Louis, starting pitcher on a 1 year, $8 million deal. Nice 1 year deal for an older veteran pitcher, but I'm really happy he ends up back in St. Louis. It's really hard to picture him anywhere else. January 29th, the Chicago Cubs signed outfielder Jock Peterson to a 1 year, $7 million deal. I think that's a very nice pickup for the Cubs. It's kind of crazy because they had Kyle Schwarber, who's not too much of a different player in my opinion. They're obviously a little different, but very similar lefty guys with big pop. Not a big contract though, so I like that. And then on the same day, the Cleveland Indians picked up an outfielder as well for 1 year, $8 million. So not very big difference there, just an extra mil on it for Eddie Rosario. Nice pickup for the Indians. They've needed outfield help for a while now, so I think that's a very nice pickup. Gets a lefty bat as well, and they're looking better than I expected after the Lindor trade. Andres Jimenez is a beast, and they got Amid Rosario as well, and now they have Eddie Rosario. So not a bad pickup there for the Indians. The Phillies got starting pitcher Matt Moore on a 1 year, $3 million deal. Nice little depth piece to their starting rotation. I think that helps them out. I'm feeling they're going to get maybe another reliever or starter here shortly. And then on this day, Daniel Murphy decides to retire from baseball. He's calling it quits after 7 seasons with the Mets, 3 seasons with the Nationals, 1 with the Cubs, and then 2 with the Colorado Rockies to seal it all off. 12 seasons total for the guy. Really great guy, really good hitter. One of the first YouTube videos I watched of a swing breakdown was breaking down his swing, watching him turn on an inside cutter. He's just a really, really great hitter, a good guy at the plate. So sad to see him go, but we're moving on to January 30th. Chicago Cubs signed starting pitcher Trevor Williams to a 1 year, $2.5 million deal. Nice little move there for the Cubs. Losing Darvish and Schwarber and just how their team's kind of looking, not feeling like they're going to make too many big moves, so nice little depth piece. Chicago White Sox signed starting pitcher Carlos Rodon to a 1 year, $3 million deal. Nice deal for the White Sox. Their starting rotation already looked good, but that definitely helps. Can never have enough pitching. And then the Phillies they go after bringing back JT and they signed shortstop Didi Gregorius to a 2-year, $28 million deal, bringing him back as well. This offense was very, very good last year, so this is a very nice move. If their offense stays in the top 10 like they were last year, they add some bullpen pieces like they have been, then, you know, they could be a very, very good team. I know the NL East is super tough now. Every team decided to compete in the same year, and they're looking like it's definitely the hardest division in baseball in my opinion, but they're looking like 4 of the top, 10 teams, 5 of the top 10 teams may end up being from the NL East. It's insane, but I feel like they're going to go out and get Trevor Rosenthal. I think that'd be a very good move for them, but we'll see. The next day, February 1st, the New York Mets trade for Jordan Yamamoto from the Miami Marlins. So that was a nice move there for the Mets. This is what kind of made me think, I don't know what's happening with Bauer, because the Steven Matz move made me think they were opening up a spot for Trevor Bauer, but then they go and trade for another starting pitcher. And so I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm done with the speculation. I'm just waiting to see what happens at this point. And then we had our second retired player in 2 or 3 days. Dustin Pedroia retires from MLB after 14 seasons, and they're all with the Boston Red Sox. He will go down as one of the Boston Red Sox greats. He'll probably miss out in the Hall of Fame, but it's an arguable thing. He's a very, very good player, and just from his heart and stuff like that, maybe stats wise it won't measure up, but if you ever watched him play, you saw how hard he played the game and how he played it the right way. And he's got a Rookie of the Year and MVP under his belt. He's got those. So even if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, he's got those little trophies hanging up somewhere in his office or something. And then that was the day Arenado's trade became official to St. Louis. And I have to clear this up because in my Arenado video, the people named in the return are way different than what it ended up being. So yes, they did send the $50 million back to the Cardinals, but the Cardinals traded starting pitcher Austin Gomber, infielder Eleris Montero, sorry if I butchered that, relief pitcher Tony Losi, infielder Mateo Gil, and starting pitcher Jake Sommers. So I could have mispronounced 3 or 4 of those 5 names. I'm sorry if I did. No offense. We're going to move right on. February 2nd, the Minnesota Twins signed back Nelson Cruz to a 1-year, $13 million deal. I was expecting him definitely to go back to Minnesota, but I thought it'd been really cool to see him go to the Rays or another team like that. But, it's cool to see him back in Minnesota. Kind of figured that will happen. Cincinnati signs reliever Sean Doolittle to a 1-year, $1.5 million deal. Kind of surprised how small his deal was, but not super surprised. He is a reliever. I don't think he did very well last year, so not a huge surprise, but I'm also surprised that the Cincinnati Reds went out and got him with all the talks of them not signing anybody and, them not really making any big moves, and then, letting Trevor Bauer go. Not letting him go, but it doesn't seem like they're going to re-sign him in a free agency, and, talks of them trading Castillo or Sonny Gray. So I don't know. It's at least they're doing something, though, I guess. The Rays bring back starting pitcher Chris Archer on a 1-year, $6.5 million deal. This is just funny because they have Tyler Glass now and Austin Meadows that they traded from the Pirates using Chris Archer, and now he's going to be back there pitching for the Rays. It's just a funny little full circle moment. We'll get right on from that. The Angels trade the Baltimore Orioles for starting pitcher Alex Cobb, and they give the Orioles second baseman Jahmai Jones, number 7 prospect in our organization. I don't know how I feel about this trade, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. The Chicago Cubs signed reliever Andrew Chafin to a 1-year, $2.75 million deal. $2.75 million. It's a nice little pickup for the Cubs. They've made these smaller moves. They got Jock, they got Trevor Williams, now this move. So it looks like they want to compete. Maybe they saw the NL East the NL Central looking a little lackadaisical, and so they decided to make some moves. And then the Cardinals, made that big move for Arenado, and I feel like they're not done. They can't be done, but we did see today that they are not signing back Colton Wong as we get to the last day of our catch-up, and second baseman Colton Wong signs a 2-year, $18 million contract with the Milwaukee Brewers. Hopefully they can compete and maybe make the NL Central a little more competitive. I do think it's the Cardinals to lose, though. The Diamondbacks signed reliever Joakim Soria to a 1-year, $3.5 million deal. It seems like he wanted to be a closer on whatever team he goes to, and he's going to get a chance at least to do that in Arizona, and that was part of the reason he went there. I saw that the Angels and I think the Dodgers and somebody else were also in on him. I think maybe the Mets or the Phillies. So there's people going in for him. A lot of people could use bullpen help, and there's a lot of relievers in this free agent class. So We see him land there now. Felix Hernandez is the only minor league contract that I'm going to bring up today because he signed with the Orioles, and I think everybody would love to see King Felix go out on top. So it'd be awesome to see him bounce back and actually, pitch in the show and dominate at least a little bit. It would be awesome to see. It's going to be hard because he's not on the best team. No offense to Orioles fans, but the Phillies signed starting pitcher Chase Anderson to a 1-year, $4 million deal. Nice pickup for the Phillies. They seem to be bolstering their starting pitching rotation the past couple days. I expect maybe one more decent to big signing of a relief pitcher for their bullpen, and then probably see how the year pans out. They have a good lineup, so we'll have to see. The Twins signed reliever Alex Colomé to a 1-year, $6.25 million contract. Nice move there for the Twins. It looked like Taylor Rogers or Tyler Duffey were going to be their closer, probably Taylor Rogers. This kind of thrusts Colomé into the conversation now, of at least the conversation of being the closer for the Twins. So as far as like fantasy baseball and stuff like that goes, I don't know how their bullpen will sort itself out at who will be the setup guys and who will be the closer, but it's a very, very good bullpen now. They still have a very good lineup. So I'm interested to see how their starting pitching could do if they get Jake Odorizzi back or what they're going to do there. Any moves coming up? I feel like Trevor Bauer's got to be signing soon. Hopefully we'll have something on that very shortly, guys. But I hope I caught you guys up to date with any moves that you did miss in the past week or so. And I'll try to get these out more daily. But I had the big Arenado move and then MLB, the show news, and some stuff like that. So I try to catch up on that stuff, and then I'll get these out as soon as I can. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.